and it's going to be legendary.
James Pledger wraps your day with insight, opinion, plenty of sarcasm, and of course, your calls. He'll even pour a beer out the door for his favorite story of the day. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. Now, here's Pledge.
Welcome into Extra Innings with Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I am James Pledger. Thanks for joining me, however you may be joining me, whether that's on 94.1 on your FM dial, if you happen to be locked in and listening at sasportstar.com via our AA Best Bail Bonds audio vault, or if you're watching live on YouTube, that's right. We stream all of our shows live on the YouTube channel. Just go there. Search SA Sports Star. Go ahead, like, subscribe while you're there. You can comment along with the show as it happens, like Sam and Fred Records already in the bullpen. Let's get it going with Extra Innings with Pledger. And, of course, if you want to be a part of the show the old-fashioned way, feel free to call in 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. But if you prefer, you can always just go ahead and type in on YouTube. I love to get to all of the comments there. So however you prefer to get in touch, I love to have conversations with people. So keep that in mind, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. And we're going to start off with the big news. Dylan Harper, we finally got to see him. His minor groin issue cleaned up, and we've got to see him on the court on Saturday against the number 1 overall pick, Cooper Flagg. This morning on the Morning Huddle, Rob Thompson was talking about Harper's debut.
I was having a great discussion with Edwin Hafner, our sound guy. We all know Edwin. Talking about Dylan Harper. He came to play. He's exactly as advertised. I don't need to see anymore. We know what he's got. Now, I know that we'd like to see him because it's cool, and I wouldn't be upset if we saw him, but the fact of the matter is, just as the Mavericks have seen enough, Cooper's already been shut down. Why risk it? He sold the tickets. We know all that's there, so let him sit. Now, the Spurs, we're in a kind of a different place with Dylan. I'd like to see him maybe continue to play just to kind of get used to the dudes, but the fact of the matter is, there's nobody on the court that he's going to be playing with. Carter Bryant, I think we can all agree, is a pleasant surprise defensively. He certainly brings a lot of want to, and there's a lot of just natural God-given defensive ability, but he is just a giant lump of clay. He's a long way away, and I appreciate the effort, and I appreciate the attitude, and he's going to be good with the media, and I think comparisons to Kawhi are way, way, way too far overblown. Now, there's certainly some athleticism, and in a year, it might even not take that long. But we can all admit, got some time that he needs to season. He is definitely a brisket. I would play him as many minutes as we can get on the court. This guy just needs more court time and just some more work to calm himself down. Because offensively, he's on fast forward, and that's just part of being a young kid in a man's environment. You can tell the difference in just the difference in skill set between him and Dylan Harper are night and day. Essentially the same age, but one is far further down the road, and doesn't mean that we're not going to see that coming from Carter Bryant, but I don't expect much this year, and I don't really want to count him toward anything other than Tuesday nights in Milwaukee in February before we see any kind of significant part from his play. But I'm not upset with him. That's exactly what we thought we were going to get. Now, the surprise of this camp is this David Jones Garcia. I tweeted out yesterday. This is another fit thing. We talked about it in the last about taking Dylan Harper, despite the fact that you knew you had lots of good guards. Lots of them. You're about to spend more money on a guard than you've ever spent on anybody in the history of the franchise once you get De'Aaron paid. And it's really hard to justify taking another one and keeping another one on the roster. But Jones Garcia is an asset. And if he's whether he's going to be an asset for us or an asset for somebody else, he's going to be in the NBA next year. He is going to play minutes. Now, he's not a perfect guard. He's not a very good lead guard. He thinks too much when he's trying to pass. He's trying to set things up because that's just not his natural thing. But he's a God-given bucket getter. There's not a lot of those guys in the world. And defense might be an issue, and he might not pass the ball all that well. But as far as people that were gifted by God, the ability to just go get buckets, the professional bucket getter, my goodness. I don't know how you don't keep him, because the vultures are circling, man. If I'm on another team, this guy can provide a fair amount of offense. And I don't know how you use him. I haven't seen him any more than 4 basketball games. But of the 4 I've seen, apart from when Dylan Harper's on the court, he's the best guy on the court on both teams. Jonathan Simmons comes to mind. Didn't we win the G League with Jonathan? I believe we did. Brigade Bar, check me on that. But I believe we won the G League when Jonathan Simmons came out of nowhere. This feels very much like it, though. Jones Garcia didn't come out of nowhere. He's been on other NBA teams' rosters. I don't know what happened. Now, I watched a little bit of the last game in California. I believe it was Jones who was doing color, and he said he had been down in Orlando in Florida with a bunch of guys that were working out with, I guess, trainers getting ready for the California and the Vegas leagues, and that Jones Garcia was in there with several named all NBA types in preparation, just doing summer workouts, and was hanging with them offensively, could score on anybody. That's what I heard when they were still in Oakland. Now they're in Vegas, and it continues to be I haven't seen anybody stop him. I can't remember another guy the Spurs have had like that. Now, I don't think he's going to be a starter. But as far as G League talent and talent acquisition, I believe by my count, we got a couple of spots on the roster. But man, oh man, are we guard heavy.
You are. But remember, you also exodused a few of those guards and brought in some big men to supplement it. So you now, where you were big man deficient, you've got Harrison Barnes, you've got Victor Wembanyama, you've got Cornette, you've got Olynyk now. You cleared space by getting rid of Wesley and Branham. So signing a David Jones Garcia is not really out of the question. And I pose it to you, Spurs fans. What would you rather have? Them try and go find some other players, or take those two-way and last couple of roster spots and sign Riley Minix and David Jones Garcia to them? There's a lot of people that Gilbert P wants Harper shut down already. I don't disagree with that. I've seen enough. That first game was enough, but if he plays tonight, I'll be happy to watch him for one more game. I bet that'll be the last game he plays, but I wouldn't mind to see him tonight as well. Fred Record says both first-round picks have played well on Saturday. See how they play tonight. Bryant's defense. Yeah, Bryant's defense has been incredible, and that's something that is finally getting to show through. And that's one of the things that I stated. The way for him to make this roster and contribute in some sort of way in his rookie year, no matter how raw he is just being a defensive guy. Be a defensive guy, and when the ball comes to you, don't be afraid to pull your trigger on an open shot. And he's not. And I think that is a potential path for him to get minutes. A lot? No, not necessarily, but 12 to 15 minutes a game, that's not bad. And it gives you another guy that can play the 3-4 and kind of give you length on the floor, but still be very versatile defensively. And, we heard Brian Wright talking about it during the other summer league game. Yeah, We had a big emphasis on defense this offseason, and they have with the Cornette signing, with the draft that they have with Bryant. Olenek is a veteran that knows savvy defense and can space the floor. Fred Record says, give Jones Garcia more minutes tonight, then sign him before he goes somewhere else. I don't disagree. Sign David Jones Garcia. Given equal minutes, who would get more buckets? Keldon, DJG, I'm just going to call him the Chupacabra, or Vassell. He's given the Chupacabra his vote. Hard to argue against that, but you also have yet to see it against true NBA guys. And are they better scouting, taking away what he's best at? We don't know until we see it. But I'd love to see him get the chance at it, even if it's a two-way deal, just to put him between Austin and San Antonio. He'd rather the Spurs go after some proven players, but they're going to keep Minix and Jones Garcia. That feels like a Spurs move. You're not wrong, but if you have ideas on who you'd like them to sign, given who's available in free agency, who are your ideas, Man? Let me know. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. More on the Summer League, including hearing from some of those players as they finished up their first Summer League game. At least some of them did, like Dylan Harper. We'll discuss coming up next, right here on Extra Innings with Pledger on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and the Gomez Law Firm present the second annual Back to School Drive. Saturday, August 2nd from 11 till 1 or while supplies last at the Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Free backpacks and school supplies for all school-age children while supplies last. So don't be late. Presented by the Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Sponsored in part by Las Palapas, Array, the College of Healthcare Professionals, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Joel, I'm proud to introduce my latest in-summer relaxation relief-cation. I call it the Quarter Moon Grill and Go. It's a stainless steel propane gas grill with this, a full-size urinal. If you're gonna grill and you gotta go, it's the Grill and Go.
Folks at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat and AC, we fix plumbing and AC issues fast and at a fair price. 210-651-5899.
Grill and
Go away, Nigel. Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat and AC.
License number TACLA 141-074-EM16004.
If you need to hire, it seems like the whole process can be exhausting. You search resumes, wait for the right candidates to apply, set up initial interviews. It's a lot of time and work. Well, what if you could meet with qualified candidates for your job the very next day? Now you can with Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Zip Intro is super easy to use. You simply pick a time, and it does all the work of finding and scheduling qualified candidates for you. Then you can choose who you want to talk to and meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day. Best of all, you save time and energy.
Try Zip Intro for free right now at this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Zip Intro. Post jobs today, talk to qualified candidates tomorrow. Once again, go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Hi, Zoe Saldana. Welcome to T-Mobile. Here's your new iPhone 16 Pro on us.
Thanks. And here's my old phone to trade in.
You don't need a trade-in. When you switch to T-Mobile, we'll give you a new iPhone 16 Pro. Plus, we'll help you pay off your old phone up to $800, and you still get to keep it.
There's always a trade-in.
Not right now at T-Mobile.
I feel like I have to give you something in return for karma.
That's okay.
I don't really have much in my purse. Oh, let's see. Hand sanitizer. It's lavender.
I'm good. Seriously.
Let me check this pocket. Oh, mints?
Really, I'm fine.
Oh, I have raisins. I'm a mom. Wait 1 sec. I've got cupcakes in the car.
It's our best iPhone offer ever. Switch to T-Mobile. Get a new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your phone up to $800.
With 24 monthly bill credits, new line, $100 plus a month on experience beyond finance agreement, $999.99 and qualifying for it. For well qualified plus tax and $10 connection charge. Pay off via virtual prepaid card. Allow 15 days. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. See T-Mobile.com.
When you've got real work to do, Metal Supermarkets will help you get it done fast. With a huge variety of metals in stock, we can help no matter what job comes your way. And all it takes is a few clicks. We make buying metal online easy so you can spend less time shopping and more time getting things done. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience stores for metal. Place an order online today at metalsupermarkets.com.
It's Extra Innings with Pledger on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I am James Pledger. Sam on our YouTube channel says the most important question is if Harper's mom showed up at the game and was shown on TV. I get it, Sam. I get it. I see where you're going. Fred Villarreal says he thinks both Minix and Ingram have the two-way deals and the limit is 2 per team. Would the Spurs sign Jones Garcia for the roster spot or move Harrison Ingram? It's going to be interesting. It is going to be interesting because we just don't know exactly where they're going to end up eventually leaning. But we know it's one of 3 or 4 ways, and nothing seems outside-ish of the Spurs umbrella. They're going to bring in one of the guys that they know. And to me, that's fine. But the Summer League team has been impressive since they got to Vegas. And it was very nice to see Dylan Harper in action. Jason and Joe were talking about it finally earlier today on the Blitz.
Really, Summer League, it's more about what are we seeing out of Carter Bryant and Dylan Harper. And we finally got to see Dylan Harper. Spurs do play tonight, right?
Against Utah.
So I don't know, I guess maybe watch a little of that, watch a little of the home run derby, figure out which TV in the living room is going to get priority. But for Summer League debuts, Dylan Harper delivered. Most guys in their first Summer League games, well, they kind of suck. Cooper Flagg sucked. Wemby sucked. I mean, let's face it. That first action, guys are a little tight. You didn't get that from Dylan Harper on Saturday against Cooper Flagg and the Dallas Mavericks. Did play 17 minutes, had 16 points. Time restriction because of the injury. I'm a little surprised that he's actually playing tonight, and I assume he's playing. They haven't said that he's not, so I would assume that he is. But overall, Dylan Harper did what we expected, looked the part. But honestly, Joe, I was more impressed with the kid's defense than I was with his scoring.
Well, his defense was great. I saw highlights of it, and he performed very well. He did. He was on Cooper Flagg, one of the highlights that I saw, because one of our the folks that follow us on Twitter actually messaged both you and me saying this is why they drafted the kid at 14. Defense is great. He's struggled with the outside shot. It's going to be interesting to see. And I say this, and I mean it sincerely. I hope that this guy is an ex-Bruce Bowen. I hope he is very Bruce Bowen-like. He'll develop the three-point shot, which and be the scorer that they need, and that clutch three that comes at the perfect time, but be able to be that stopper that Bruce was on anybody, whether it was Kobe or anybody else. You know, Bruce Bowen made it difficult on those guys who normally had it pretty easy getting the ball in the hole. But again, I don't say this to throw water on anybody, but it's Summer League.
Here we go.
I mean, it's Summer League. Okay. I mean, are we going to crown these guys as the greatest? I mean, I heard somebody on our YouTube page say, Dylan Harper's the next Manu Ginobili.
Get off my lawn.
I mean, are we going to do that? I mean, can we wait until they play some like NBA competition? Some of these guys, most of these guys will not make an NBA roster.
Well, and most won't. But when you have it's Summer League, right? Just like guys that struggle in Summer League, you wonder if they're going to be a bust. You know how many people were tweeting about Carter Bryant being a bust? And to this point in Summer League,
that?
Oh, a lot of people.
Oh, my gosh.
Right? A lot of people. Dude has not found his shot in the Summer League.
Uh-huh.
But Carter Bryant, his defense has been great, whether it's in California or in Las Vegas. Dylan Harper gets his first action. And again, about a point a minute. I was more impressed with what he did defensively, and he even talked after the game about what he can do on the defensive side.
I mean, yeah, definitely. I think if you don't play defense, you're not going to be able to court. So just trying my best is learning new stuff, how to go over screens, guard the ball, stuff like that is definitely area I look to grow and just keep on getting better at.
Yeah, look, I think Dylan Harper's going to be a player. I really do. I think he's going to be a player. And again, I want to see these guys. I want to see them in the season. I want to see how they're going to be used. I want to see what they can do against the best. And again, no disrespect. You've got to go through this process. I get it. I understand that. But before we crown these guys as the next Manu Ginobili or whatever else, let's see what they do against NBA competition.
Well, but right now, all we can do is crown them as summer league legends.
Well, don't compare them to a real legend like Manu Ginobili.
Wow, that really got under your skin.
Well, it really did, because we're so quick to say that. Boom. And somebody said Jonathan Simmons earlier that he was great in summer league. He came out and he had a couple of great years in the NBA, and then he disappeared. He's gone. You never heard from him again. And so I'm just
went to Orlando.
I don't know where he is now. I mean, he was never as good in anywhere else than he was in San Antonio.
But I mean, and I'm with you. It's way too early to say. But our society, we compare people. Now, will he be the next? Man, you could only hope. But does he remind you of? It's like Carter Bryant. I will not say he's the next Bruce Bowen, but he reminds me of Bruce Bowen. I think about Bruce's journey to the NBA. And it was defense that got him to the league, and defense kept him in the league, and then he developed a shot.
Right.
But he was a defensive specialist, and that's what Carter Bryant is going to be. Dylan Harper, look, I saw highlights. I don't watch a lot of Rutgers basketball during the season, and most of you probably don't. There's some that probably will say they do, and fine, maybe you're that kind of a junkie, but other than watching highlights, I had not seen Dylan Harper play a full game. But I didn't watch a single Rutgers game last year.
No, I didn't either.
I knew the name. You see highlights, but watching Dylan Harper play on Saturday afternoon was impressive. And I was more impressed with defense, the energy on defense, the focus, just everything about it. Mike Noyes, the Summer League head coach, talked about Harper and some of the positives of Summer League Game 1.
Yeah, Dylan did great. Did great. We knew he was ready to go. He's been working hard the last few weeks, and for him, it just starts defensively. Offensively, he's going to find his rhythm, find his flow, but defensively, I thought he had times and he really guarded tonight. He created some big turnovers for us.
And he did. That, to me, was more impressive than the points that he was scoring, because I knew he could score. I didn't know he was going to be that focused in on playing solid defense.
Look, Dylan Harper's going to be a contributor day one.
Yeah,
he will be. Will Carter Bryant be a contributor day one? I don't know that yet. I don't know that. Defensively, maybe he comes off the bench. He's not going to get extended minutes with the Spurs roster as it's constructed right now. I can't see that. Will he develop into that guy? I hope so. I really do. But I don't see that guy playing more than, 20 minutes a game if he plays at all in San Antonio.
Yeah, I think Carter Bryant will have a lot of time in Austin. But you can see in the Summer League why they picked him, and we've got to fix our defense mentality that the Spurs offseason moves have all been more defensive related. I wanted them to go find a three-point shooter because that's what I was focused on. The Spurs, they are focused on fixing the defense. Now, guy that might help with the three, maybe that's a Riley Minix. Maybe that's David Jones-Garcia. Garcia didn't even start Saturday's game, yet he still led the team in scoring. And you wonder, if the Spurs don't pick him up, who will? He looks like he's at least earned a two-way contract in the NBA, and he's available to sign with whoever at this point. So, and again, I don't know anything about this guy other than what I Googled, just like you Googled him. Well-traveled, played for a lot of big teams, but I have no idea who he was. But he's leading the team every game in scoring, and even Garcia knocking down threes, but playing solid defense. He looks like he's at least played his way into a shot at making an NBA roster.
Okay, as I go through, you're not the only one that has this problem. ESPN doesn't even have a picture of him as the leading scorer.
That's why
on Saturday night.
The Chupacabra.
Yeah.
So, who is this guy? I mean, the first two games, and I was on vacation, so I didn't see him, but I'm reading articles, game recaps. He's the leading scorer and not even mentioned. How can that be if you're the leading scorer? Okay, 1 game, 2 games, every summer league game, he has been the leading scorer, and they still can't find a picture of this dude at ESPN.com. He's the chupacabra.
That's funny. I just noticed that there was no picture of this guy there anywhere, and he's been playing well. And look, by what he's doing, that's what the summer league does. If the Spurs don't have room for this guy, somebody else is taking a look, and they will make room for this guy. There's no question about it.
Yeah, I have no doubts about that, which tells me, the Spurs sooner than later are going to, or there's already an agreement in the works with David Jones Garcia, because he feels like he's earned his spot, whether that's two-way, whether that's an official roster spot, whatever he's done so far. And I'm not just talking about Las Vegas. This goes all the way back to California Summer Classic out in San Francisco. He has been the leading scorer in every single Spurs Summer League game. And this past week, Saturday, he came off the bench and still led the team in scoring. I think there's a spot for him on this roster. And I think by moving on from Malachi Branham and Blake Wesley, you've opened that spot for him in a sense. So if you're going to promote from within, he feels very Jonathan Simmonsy, very Bruce Bowensy, very Danny. Yeah, he feels a lot like Danny too. Like Danny Green came from a G League to an NBA roster to a contributing sixth man for the San Antonio Spurs. Dude was an undrafted free agent out of North Carolina. Like, he earned his way into the NBA. Jonathan Simmons, we all know the story. Spent the $250 or whatever to earn a tryout here, ended up sticking and ended up making a bag to go to Orlando because of how well he did in San Antonio. Bruce Bowen, same thing, undrafted guy that came in and really made a name for himself in a certain area. I think David Jones Garcia can be like that. So it's going to be very interesting to see what they do with this final spot, in my opinion. Gilbert P says, unlike Bronny, Chupa has earned it.
Bronny has earned it.
Yeah, the Chupacabra has earned it. And hopefully everybody has now seen him. Well, hopefully not everybody, because, he's still a free agent and can sign with anybody. Sam wants to know if anybody's going to the Roo tomorrow. Head out to the Roo. All y'all should head out to the Roo tomorrow. The Blitz is live out at the Roo Pub from 2 to 6, getting you ready for the Major League Baseball All-Star Game. Of course, they're always going to go out. They're going to have a good time. There's going to be some great happy hour specials out at the Roo. Plus, the food is fantastic. So go for lunch, go after, go watch the game, hang out with the Blitz, listen to some of Joe's drunk stories that he can't tell on air, off air with them out at the Roo Pub, 281 Redland Road, right there next to the Angry Elephant, just down from the big blind. They'll see you at the Roo tomorrow for the Major League Baseball All-Star Game. When we come back, though, we're talking about football. That's right. It's right around the corner, and a couple of different big things have started to pop off. We've talked about top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL, where people rank, who's in, who's out, and who's higher than they should be. Plus, in college football, it all revolves around one name right now: Arch Manning. Arch Mania is about to hit SEC Media Days tomorrow as he hits the podium, and it's about to hit college football starting this fall in its entirety. Is he the most hyped prospect since Tim Tebow? We'll discuss coming up right here on Extra Innings with Pleasure on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 FM.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
Seems like back to school happens earlier each year.
First day of school coming in hot.
And this year, my kids had massive supply lists.
Folders, notebooks, and pens. Oh, the humanity.
But Staples had everything I needed, with some items just 25 cents.
Watch the small print.
No. My back to school budget was saved by Staples Easy Button.
Everything for school, in stock and as low as 25 cents. Staples.
That was easy.
In store, online, and on the app. In 23 while supplies last.
Circa Million and Circa Survivor are back with a massive $21 million in guaranteed prizes. Circa Million. Pick 5 games against the spread each week. 126 ways to win with $6 million guaranteed. Circa Survivor, 1 pick a week. No point spread. Last the longest to win it all. $15 million guaranteed. Enter in Nevada. Play from anywhere. $21 million guaranteed. Visit circasports.com for details.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-499-9102. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-499-9102. That's 800-499-9102. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
When you've got real work to do, Metal Supermarkets will help you get it done fast. With a huge variety of metals in stock, we can help no matter what job comes your way. And all it takes is a few clicks. We make buying metal online easy so you can spend less time shopping and more time getting things done. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience stores for metal. Place an order online today at metalsupermarkets.com.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Howdy, San Antonio. This is Andrew Monaco, and you're locked on the home of the Aggies, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Welcome back, everybody, into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I appreciate all of y'all for riding through. Appreciate y'all so much. It's always good, especially in the comments sections. By very, very respectful in there, and I always appreciate that. There is a lot in college football that gets hyped. There's a lot in everyday life that gets hyped, whether Patrick Mahomes is the GOAT, as he is still, trying to chase down Tom Brady. And if and when he's already passed him in the middle of his career, we keep talking about the LeBron Jordan debate. Like, we love to put these mantles on people to see if they can live up to them. And it's very hard to live up to these. I saw somebody today tweet as at saying, is Dylan Harper the next Manu Ginobili? It's always interesting, but Arch Manning has this aura surrounding him. He came in extremely hyped as a prospect and has managed to sit for a couple of years behind Quinn Ewers to learn. He redshirted, and then he sat last year as a redshirt freshman, and he will now be going into his redshirt sophomore season, 3 years removed. When most people can finally start to think about the NFL, Arch is thinking about his first college football season. And there is a lot surrounding Arch because, A, his uncles, Peyton and Eli, the family legacy, his granddad and Archie, and then the spotlight of being at the University of Texas. I remember when Tim Tebow came into the league or into college football. Super hyped prospect. So much so that he was getting snaps in the national championship game as a freshman, much the same way Arch did last year. You know they're going to run it, maybe a jump pass kind of thing, but there certain packages specifically for Tebow to get him on the field, the same way they did Arch Manning. And Tim Tebow went on to win 2 straight Heismans and a couple of national championships. Now, do we expect that from Arch? Do we know how long Arch is staying? I don't know. But you can be sure the media will be there to elevate and tear down Arch Manning every step along the way. Earlier this morning, Rob Thompson was talking about the scrutiny of Arch Manning.
It's been coming. It's time. We've waited for 2 years. He's got the brand behind him. He got the Longhorn on the helmet. And certainly he seems primed to have the year. But is he and should he be the biggest thing in college football this year? Certainly ready for it. I think he should, and I think he's going to live up to it. I'm not sure he's the best quarterback in the SEC. He might be, but he's certainly the biggest name and certainly carrying the biggest expectations of anybody that I can remember. And there's really no reason for us not to offer that, to expect that, but we still haven't seen a lot. And this isn't the same team as last year. I don't know how many they lost, but they lost a fair amount in the draft. I just find everything seems to be cruxed on a guy that hasn't done much. I do expect him to be to live up to it. I don't think he's going to let anybody down, but I can say this. There's no way he can match expectations. There's going to be down periods. He's going to have a tough game here and there. He's going to throw interceptions, and I don't know if they'll lose a game. I'm sure this is the SEC. I expect they'll lose 1 or 2, but I do think they're the second best team in the SEC. I still think Georgia's reloading, and Gunnar Stockton is a stud. I saw him play well against Texas last year, just enough to I'm comfortable that Georgia back and reloaded. I just wonder, given the pressure, given the situation that Arch in Texas finds himself in, that living up to expectations is going to be so difficult. Because anything short of Heisman and national champion, given the 2-year wait and expectation, I don't feel bad for the kid because he deserves all of this, because he is that good and Texas is that good, but I don't know how you live up to the expectations that are going to be just heaped upon him. The media scrum to hear Arch speak, is it today or tomorrow, is going to be as big as anything. I lived in Florida during the Tebow years. I was behind the scenes. I was an embed reporter. I lived in Orlando from the moment Tebow walked onto the field till he played his last game at Florida. I was part, not willingly, but part of the Tebow mania that was absolutely extraordinary. And I don't know if anybody could ever measure up to the absolute media bombing that Tebow went through and come through it with with aplomb. I mean, people made fun of him, but he never did anything dumb. And then very quickly to follow Tebow, we get the Johnny Manziel run. And he was the photo negative of Tim, equally as big, equally as fun, equally as covered, but for entirely different reasons. There was always a bit of outlaw to the Johnny Manziel story. Always a little bit of, we know you're doing something wrong, either as an institution or as a player, and we kind of care. We just don't want to catch you just yet because the story's really good, but eventually we're going to get you. That's kind of how it felt for the 3 years that Johnny was around, for the 2 years, 2.5. That there was always, it wasn't a good story. We were just waiting for the bad stuff to break. And we put up with the dalliances and the disappearances and the drinking and all that, knowing that eventually we're going to catch him taking the signing autographs for cash. Eventually we're going to catch him not going to class. Eventually we're going to get him doing all that stuff. And they never really did until he got to Cleveland. And it just turned out to be, well, that's the sum total of his college years we got to see at Cleveland. But for that brief shining moment, he was the center of the football universe, very different from Arch, because I think a lot of people are rooting for Arch to succeed, but want to be there when things fall apart so they can say, I told you so. All of the Johnny Manziel was, even for Aggies, was, I just don't want the bad stuff to come out yet. Because we all knew, given the time and given the nature of the program and the coaching and everything else that was going on at A&M, that there was something illicit going on. So there was something kind of oily and greasy and TMZ-ish about watching that Aggie program. Very different from Tebow. And then you get the Arch step, and Arch is completely different from those two. There's nothing negative here. In fact, there's not a lot of anything here. We've defined Arch Manning ourselves. He hasn't defined himself. We haven't seen enough of him to know what Arch is capable of and what he can do. We've seen snippets. We've seen plays here and there, but we really haven't seen him. So we've been forced to define what Arch Manning is or will be by our own perceptions of this team. And if he's not allowed to define himself, he will never live up to our definitions. Texas fan needs to weigh themselves, be very careful, because the expectations of Tim Tebow and Johnny and Major and Vince all rolled into one, it's just not possible, man. It's not. And he could be remarkably successful, go 12-1. But that one will be enough for Texas fans to lose their minds. And you're only going to get him for a year. I don't care what they're saying. His intent is to get here and go. You got about a month, and if things go south early, this could be a long year. I expect everything will be fine, but I also expect that by the time he is on the draft board, there'll be plenty of Texas fans that are ready for the next guy, that he won't live up to what they have defined will be what he should be. And right now, he's Paul Bunyan, man. He's 6'10", should throw for 50 touchdowns and run for another 20, and Texas should be undefeated because he's that good. That's all we can define him by, his summer games and some spot duty late in the season. It is a ridiculous amount of hyperbole, of hype, to prepare ourselves for this. And I think all of us wish him the best, but I don't think he can possibly live up to everything like that. I can't imagine a quarterback at A&M going through this kind of hype and not having the same things that happened to Johnny happen to him. Because this kind of pressure creates diamonds, but also creates cracks. And nobody gets out unscathed. That's a generational thing.
Look, if there's anybody that is poised and prepared to live up to the expectations that are going to be thrust upon him, it is an Arch Manning, because of his family, because of the preparation that they probably put him through in terms of being out in front of the media because of who your last name is, being under the microscope because of who your last name is. Everything from high school has been this for this kid. Adam C. asks, what up, Pledge? If we only have him for 1 year and he sucks, then what does he in Texas do? Like, if he sucks this year, I think he runs it back. I don't think he'll suck. Obviously. Now, depending on your definition of suck, is it not living up to the expectations and winning a national championship in his first year? Yeah, that would be disappointing, but I do believe he'll play well enough to warrant being the starter next year as well. And then we'll have Dia Bell sitting behind him waiting in the rings, Raja Bell's son, because they have recruited extremely well at that position. But I do believe, and from all accounts, Arch looks on point. Arch looks leaps and bounds ahead of where he's been his first 2 years. I'm ready to take that step. And I'm excited to see what that next step looks like for him. I also expect him to play 2 years, use up his entire 4 years of eligibility before he goes pro. His brothers did it. He's already sat for 2 years. I would think that he's going to get he seems to be enjoying the full college experience as well. From everything from losing his student ID on his first day on campus to basically seeing him celebrating at Longhorn basketball games. Like, we've seen it all from Arch, and he is taking in the full college experience. And it looks like he gets to be a regular, which you can be as regular as a person like he can, college experience at the University of Texas. Adam wants to know, if I could pick the team, where would I place him in the NFL? Sam says Cowboys. Look, it would be sweet poetry for him to end up in New Orleans, where his father, Archie, played, and actually bring that team to relevance and take them to the playoffs, which is something his dad couldn't do, even though his dad is viewed as a legend in New Orleans. I think that'd be awesome. They have a chance to be bad enough to do that, having Tyler Shaw as their starting quarterback right now with the retirement of Derek Carr. It's going to be grandfather, right, Sam? Grandfather. I keep saying father. His father's Cooper. Cooper Manning and probably Cooper was the most athletic of the Manning brothers up until Arch right now as the godson. And he looks hyper athletic, which is why Texas ran the packages they did with him. I just can't wait to see him with the reins taken off in a full go offense for the University of Texas, where he's not coming in and you're going, is throwing the ball going to be a trick play for him? Actually seeing him throw the ball downfield is going to be incredible. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. I am James Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. Don't forget, tomorrow at the Roo, the Blitz will be live from 2 to 6 for the Major League Baseball All-Star Game to help get you ready for it. But coming up next, I saw a question up in here asking me my thoughts on the Home Run Derby. I will give those, and we'll also look at the top 10 quarterbacks list from ESPN and debate who should have made it, who didn't make it, and who's too high up on the list. That's all coming up here on Extra Innings with Pledger on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and the Gomez Law Firm present the second annual Back to School Drive, Saturday, August 2nd from 11 till 1 or while supplies last at the Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Free backpacks and school supplies for all school-age children while supplies last, so don't be late. Saturday, August 2nd, 11 till 1. Presented by the Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Sponsored in part by Las Palapas, Array, the College of Healthcare Professionals, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
In the 80s, everyone was breaking. Break dancing, that is. Lots of moves, spins, flashy colors, and a whole lot of cardboard. Breaking in the 80s was good, but breaking now, not so good. That's why Dave Ramsey recommends Kinetico water softeners in San Antonio and the Hill Country. Seems like many brands of water softeners these days have flashy lights, sounds, and moving parts. Bad news, all those parts are more likely to break and break and break again. With Kinetico water softeners, there are fewer moving parts, and a Kinetico only runs on kinetic energy and is up to 80% more efficient than other competing models. A Kinetico is built to work, not break. That's why a Kinetico is backed by an outstanding 10-year warranty, and right now receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink, $400 off with a trade-in of any water softener, and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. With a Kinetico, you'll have water soft as parachute pants on the dance floor.
KineticoSA.com.
License number 38961.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ourrealsuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in San Antonio without using your own money? You'll learn to flip houses and secure rental properties in your spare time to get on track towards real wealth building. we're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in San Antonio for free. That's right, we'll give you 2 free tickets when you text EARN to 64,000. San Antonio is the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop this week right here in San Antonio and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text EARN to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text EARN to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text EARN to 64,000.
Working from home, you realize you don't have enough outlets or USB ports. Hill Electric can fix that. For over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. From adding an outlet, fixing that fuse that always blows, or that flickering light, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price, and there is never a service charge and always free estimates. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or go to hill-electric.com.
DQ presents How to Make Your Summer Take Flight. Just head into DQ for our new Superman Cake Batter Cookie Dough Blizzard Treat. Treat your inner hero to an epic mix of sugar cookie dough, sprinkles, and cake batter flavor. Blend it all with legendary DQ soft serve, and it's enough to tempt Superman himself. Fly into DQ for our new Superman Cake Batter Cookie Dough Blizzard Treat before it's gone. And don't miss Superman, only in theaters July 11th. DQ, happy tastes good. Only at participating locations.
Joel, I'm proud to introduce my latest in-summer relaxation relief occasion. I call it the Quarter Moon Grill and Go. It's a stainless steel propane gas grill with this, a full-size urinal. If you're gonna grill and you gotta go, it's the Grill and Go.
Folks, at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, we fix plumbing and AC issues fast and at a fair price. 210-651-5899.
Grill and
go away, Nigel. Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC.
License number TACLA 141074EM16004.
With Progressive, you can reach customer service in the way that's easiest for you, by phone, app, or online. We know it would be great if we just magically appeared, but that's more of a genie thing, and we do insurance. But with us, you'd be like, well, it wasn't a genie, but it was great customer service, so that's nice. And sure, you probably would still like the whole 3 wishes thing, so if you meet a genie, you should definitely ask. But when you need us, contact Progressive by phone, app, or online. Just no genies. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was going to unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 941 FM, sasportstar.com. We got the Home Run Derby getting set to kick off, which you can catch right here on San Antonio Sports Star. And, of course, don't forget we got the All-Star Game tomorrow. Starts at 6 o'clock, right after the Blitz goes on off the air, which you can catch them tomorrow out at the Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. They'll be broadcasting live all afternoon, 2 to 6. So hang out with them for a little bit. I was asked a question in the YouTube chat section asking me who I thought would win the Home Run Derby. Obviously, the favorite is Cal Raleigh. He is the leader in home runs in Major League Baseball on the season right now. And the Wookiee, David Umplett, says Wood to win the Home Run Derby tonight. And I kind of feel that just because I'm a sucker for a headline and, you know, having a headline that says Wood put the wood down. Wood put the wood down in the Home Run Derby.
Keep putting that wood down.
I mean, that's great. That is a fantastic headline to be able to write. If I'm going to stray away from that, I think a low-key, 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 I think a low-key possibility, Matt Olson. I think Matt Olson's got a shot in the home run derby to potentially just catch fire and win this thing. And that's going to be the most intriguing thing, is because sometimes the guy you want to win it goes out early in these things, and then you're left scrambling. A lot of people like O'Neal Cruz to win this thing. There's a few people that I think, mostly people that are looking to win some money on this thing, betting Jazz Chisholm, who was a late addition. It's going to be very interesting to kind of see how this all unfolds. Man, time goes quick, doesn't it? It's already been a whole hour. Well, I appreciate y'all for spending the time with me. We've got the Home Run Derby coming up next right here on San Antonio Sports Star. Check on your loved ones. You never know what they're going through in life, and a simple, hey, how you doing, could change things for them. So let them know you're thinking about them. This has been Extra Innings. With pleasure. We'll see you tomorrow right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 FM.
The Gomez Law Firm has been San Antonio's trusted law firm for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us today. Jose, tell us about the cases you all specialize in.
We do ride-sharing cases. We do 18-wheeler cases, work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see